We had a founder. Great product, real traction. The VC meeting went perfectly. Then due diligence started, and the deal died in silence. No feedback, no second call, just a short email, "We're gonna pass." He never found out why. That story happens every single day. I've been on both sides of this table. Built companies, taken scars, sold businesses, then crossed over and started writing the checks myself. What I know now, sitting in the partner meeting after your pitch, would have saved me years of mistakes. Most founders never get access to this room. Today, I'm opening that room. 5 startup flaws that silently kill your deal. Things VCs find in due diligence and never bother to explain to you afterward. If you fix even one of these before your next meeting, your odds change completely. Let's get into it. Flaw number 1, almost nobody sees coming.
Most people giving startup advice have never actually built one, never missed payroll, never had a co-founder walk out, never bled for a business. I have. 15+ years, multiple companies, different models, SaaS, marketplace, B2B. Some worked, some crashed hard. Every scar taught me something. Then I sold, crossed the table, became the person reading your deck at midnight, deciding if your startup lives or gets quietly filed in the no pile. That combination, founder scars plus VC access, is rare. Almost nobody has both, and it means I can tell you what actually kills deals from the inside. Not theory, not a framework from a book. Real patterns, the exact same flaws surfacing deal after deal, killing rounds that should have closed. Let's name them. And before we go further, subscribe. This channel is for founders who want execution, not hype. What's coming next will save you from a very expensive mistake.
Flaw number 1, the cap table. Before a VC reads your product deck, before they look at revenue, they open your cap table. And most founders have no idea what they're seeing. The cap table is the ownership map of your company. Who owns what, when they got it, and under what conditions. One messy line item and the whole deal starts unraveling. The most common problem, an early advisor or ex-co-founder sitting on a large chunk of equity with no vesting, no cliff, no strings attached. Dead weight on your table. When a VC sees that, the question in their head is, if this person isn't contributing, why are they still here? And what happens when we try to move fast and they push back? Another killer, too many early investors or angels sitting on unfavorable terms. Convertible notes with no caps, safes that were never cleaned up. It creates a legal mess no one wants to inherit. Here is the brutal truth. We don't just walk away from bad cap tables. We use them to cut your valuation. Your mess becomes our leverage at the negotiating table. The fix is simple, but only if you do it early. Get a startup lawyer. Clean your table before you ever take a meeting. Vesting schedules, cliffs, clean terms, non-negotiable. A clean cap table doesn't just survive due diligence, it signals maturity. It tells the VC this founder knows how to run a company, not just pitch one. That matters more than you think. That's flaw 1, and that alone has killed deals that should have been slam dunks. Next, the team red flag. This one is personal, and VCs are ruthless about it.
Flaw number 2, the team. VCs don't just back ideas, they back people. And in due diligence, we're not just reading your LinkedIn, we're reading the room between you. Co-founder conflict is the #1 team killer. You don't have to be fighting openly. A slight hesitation, an interrupted answer, a look exchanged. We catch all of it, every time. Then come the reference calls. We talk to people who worked with you, not the names you gave us, our own network. What they say in 60 seconds can end a deal that took months to build. The other signal we look for, a team that has changed too many times. 3 different CTOs in 18 months? That is not bad luck. That is a leadership problem sitting at the top. Now, solo founders. I have backed solo founders, and I will again, but you need to walk in knowing exactly what we're thinking the moment you sit down alone across from us. We're thinking, who challenges this person? Who tells them they're wrong? A solo founder with no strong team around them is one bad decision away from a company-ending mistake. The fix? Show us the team around you. Strong early hires, advisors with skin in the game, a technical lead if you're not technical. Make the empty chair invisible before we even notice it. Because at the end of the day, we are not just betting on your idea. We are betting on whether you and your team can execute when everything goes wrong. And it will go wrong. 2 flaws down, 3 more to go, and they get more dangerous from here. Flaw 3 is one founders almost never see coming because the numbers in their own deck are lying to them.
Flaw number 3, the numbers. This one is not always intentional, but it does not matter. Wrong is wrong. And inflated revenue in your deck is the fastest way to lose a VC forever. The most common version, mixing one-time project revenue with recurring revenue and calling it ARR. These are completely different things. One is a business, the other is a transaction. Another version, counting pilots as paying customers. A pilot is not revenue. It is a conversation with a deadline. The moment we pull the actual contract, the number collapses in front of us. Here's what happens next in due diligence. We ask for your Stripe export, your bank statements, your actual signed contracts. Every number in your deck gets verified against the source, every single one. When the numbers do not match the deck, we do not ask for an explanation. We close the file, quietly, no drama. The trust is gone, and trust is the only currency that matters in this room. And the damage does not stop there. We talk to each other. The VC community is smaller than you think. One bad reputation follows you into every room you have not even walked into yet. The fix? Know your numbers cold and present them honestly. Separate recurring from one time. Label your pilots clearly. A founder who knows their metrics precisely is a founder we trust to run our money. Because here's the thing, VCs expect early-stage numbers to be small. We do not need big revenue. We need real revenue. Honest and small beats inflated and suspicious every single time. 3 flaws down, 2 left, and these final 2 are the ones most founders walk in completely blind to. Flaw 4 is buried in your legal documents, and it has been sitting there since day 1. Flaw number 4, IP ownership. This one is quiet. It sits in your legal documents doing nothing until due diligence starts. Then it detonates, and by then it is almost always too late to fix. It starts with trust. You and your co-founder built this together. You assumed the IP belonged to the company. You never wrote it down. That assumption just cost you the deal, and possibly the company. During due diligence, our lawyers ask one simple question. Show us the IP assignment agreements. If a co-founder never signed one, technically they own whatever they built, personally, not the company. Now meet the second scenario, a technical co-founder who wrote the core code before the company was officially incorporated. That code, the product itself, may legally belong to them, not to you. And the third scenario, code or work product created while a founder was still employed somewhere else. Their employment contract may have given that company rights to everything they built, including your product. When any of these surface in due diligence, the deal does not just pause, it enters a legal review that can take months. Most VCs will not wait. They move to the next deal on the list. You lose. The fix is the cheapest thing on this entire list. One conversation with a startup lawyer. IP assignment agreements signed by every co-founder, every early contractor. Do it on day 1, not day 100. Simple to fix early, catastrophic to fix late. That gap between easy and catastrophic is just one unsigned document. One conversation you kept putting off because it felt awkward with a co-founder. 4 flaws down, 1 left, and flaw 5 is the one that makes sophisticated VCs walk away from deals that look perfect on paper. It is about your market and why most founders completely misread it. Flaw number 5, the market. This is the one that separates founders who think like operators from founders who think like investors. And most founders have never been taught to think like investors. Here is what we see constantly. A founder walks in with a slide. Global market worth $50 billion. We are going after 1% of that. That number means absolutely nothing to us. Nothing. What we actually want to know, who is your customer today? Not in 5 years, today. How many of them exist right now? What does it cost you to acquire one? And how much do they pay you to stay? Good market sizing starts from the bottom up. You count real customers by segment, by geography, by use case. Then you show us how you reach them, what it costs, and why they stay. That is a real market. The best founders we back can answer this in their sleep. Customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, payback period, churn rate. Not because we force them to memorize it, because they live inside their numbers. The other thing we look for, do you understand why your market is moving now? Not why it exists, why now? Timing is everything in venture. A great idea 5 years too early is just an expensive lesson. When a founder can explain the why now in 2 sentences, we lean forward. That is the signal. It tells us this person is not just building a product, they are reading a market shift before the rest of the world sees it. So the fix? Stop selling the size of the ocean. Start selling the precision of your net. Show us the specific customers you will land in the next 12 months and exactly how you will land them. 5 flaws. 5 things that kill deals quietly, without warning, without explanation. Most founders only learn these after they've already lost a round. You just learned them before. Use that advantage. 5 flaws. All avoidable, all fixable, but only if you know about them before you walk into that room. Most founders find out the hard way. An email that never comes, a deal that quietly disappears. You now know what most founders learn only after losing a round. That is not a small thing. That is months of runway saved, a relationship with a VC preserved, a deal that actually closes. This channel exists for exactly this, raw, unfiltered, from someone who has been on both sides of the table. No gurus, no hype, just the scars and the lessons that actually matter when money is on the line. If this video gave you one thing you did not have before, subscribe, because what is coming next goes even deeper. We are not done. The next video covers something even more founders get completely wrong. Next video, we go inside the pitch meeting itself, what VCs are actually evaluating in the first 3 minutes, before you finish your first slide, before you say a single word about your product. Stay for that one. And if you're fundraising right now, drop a comment below. Tell me which of these 5 flaws you think is sitting in your company today. I read every single one. You might get a direct answer from me. The startup world is a ruthless empire game. Most founders fail not because their idea was bad, but because they walked into the wrong room unprepared. You just got prepared. Now go build something that survives.